Our special music guest this morning really is very special. She's an international superstar who has enchanted fans of pop, rhythm and blues, jazz and gospel, you name it, for nearly 3 decades. She has a brand new album and single out. Welcome to Dionne Warwick. Good morning to you, Dionne.
Good morning.
First thing, I mean, you look great. So
Thank you.
what's the secret here? Because I need it. I need the secret.
I'm feeling great. That's what it is. You know, when you feel good inside, I think it has a tendency to show outside.
Are you one of those people that feels very young? I mean, do you feel...
Oh,
if somebody
yeah.
says, you know, you are XX years old, you say, no, I'm not, I feel 15.
I promised myself I would never, ever feel any older than 12. That's the only way to fly. I've always looked at age anyway as a number and an attitude.
It's interesting. If you feel 12, and I feel sympathy with this, are you a bit childish? I mean, do you like pranks? Are you a bit naughty?
I love, yes.
You are?
Uh-huh.
I mean, what sort of naughty tricks did you play on me then? Or on any of us, if we came to your house?
Then it wouldn't be a trick.
No, it wouldn't be a trick. It would be an illusion, like the great soprano.
I think that, no, I wouldn't do anything. I think that there come as little surprises even to me sometimes. You know, the things that I end up doing. I don't plan them. They just happen.
This rings a bell because you started, like so many famous singers from America, really with the gospel thing, didn't you? It was in your family, it was in your soul. And along with the gospel thing, there was a kind of cheekiness and an air of irrepressible vitality about them, isn't there?
Well, yeah, that and the fact that I did a lot of background work and demonstration records, even during my period as a gospel singer. I was exposed to all kinds of music. Going on to the Hart College of Music and studying, that even exposed me more to other kinds of music. So I've always had just complete music as a part of my existence.
But was there a single day, though, when you woke up and changed from being Dionne, who wasn't quite sure what she's going to be, to Dionne, who was fairly certain she wanted to be on stage as a singer? Or was it a gradual thing?
It happened, actually, my graduating year from college. I recorded a song called Don't Make Me Over, went back to school, and my graduating gift was a hit record. So I don't think I really had a choice.
Yeah, I mean, you just casually you mentioned one of the great songs, Don't Make Me Over, which you had this quite incredible team with Burt Bacharach.
Absolutely. And Hal David.
And Hal David, let's not forget Hal David. How does that happen? I mean, why did he spotted you, didn't he?
We kind of found each other. I was doing a background session on a song he had written with another songwriter, Bob Hilliard, for the Drifters. And I don't know, I usually say I was singing too loud in the background, and he approached me and asked if I would continue to do demonstration records and background work on songs that he was writing with a new songwriting partner, and his name is Hal David. I said yes, and it was kind of my supplementary salary that kept me in college. It put me through college, and one thing led to another, and we finally decided that I would record, and did. Have
you, I mean, the rest is history, as they say, but have you ever yourself analysed why Bacharach, David and Warwick was such a team? What actually made that work virtually every single time?
You know, I have a feeling that because it was so different than anything that was happening at the time, we were thrown into the midst of what was known as the group era, and the female group era at that, singing songs that did not have consistent meters. Bacharach is a very well-known composer who thinks nothing of changing to a 3/4 to 7/8 to 16 bar within a measure. So it was so different to the ear. So we kind of carved our own little musical niche out.
Whatever the metric figuring, it was very recognisable. But the interesting thing is it's come back again with Take Good Care of You and Me.
Yes.
The single. We're actually going to join it a little bit later in the video because just to show what we're talking about, I think we see Mr. Bacharach still working with Dionne. So let's have a look at Take Good Care of You and Me. Is it that's music that you love?
Well, it's music I understand. When you have a composer who literally tailor-makes a song for you, you can't help but love it. And I've gotten so accustomed to what Burt writes, and obviously he's got accustomed to where he can stretch my vocal abilities to. We have no choice. We have to love it.
Wish I could write like that.
I do too.
We made a discovery. You do too. You don't need to. You sing it beautifully.
The great soprano is here as well, and you're a fan.
A huge fan. Yeah.
Thank you.
Listen to you in the car all the time.
Oh, good.
Wonderful.
That's
really
great
wonderful.
news. Thank you.
Well, maybe we should ask the great soprano and magnifico.
Do you honestly think you're mad? I don't look Spanish at all like this. I wear a wig sometimes. You see, Dionne. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
Difficult question. Difficult question, but how would you actually analyse it? I think it's always recognisable. Backer, David and Warwick.
Yes, it is.
One of the reasons it's...
Yes, it is. And I was very interested to find out that you started so young, because I think that makes a tremendous difference. If you've been doing something that long.
You know, I tell you, every time I went to the studio with Bert and Hal, especially Bert, it was like taking another music exam. You know, it was always, oh my God, he's really testing me this time. Can I count this measure out correctly?
Yeah.
But it always worked out.
Yeah. Well, you passed the exam, that's for sure. Dionne and the great Soprendo will be with us again very shortly. It does help, you know that. But coming up next, another singer.
Wonderful.
As well.
Rod Stewart next, after this break. More from our special star guest Dionne Warwick later, but right now, Mike Morris is with the great, the amazing Soprendo. Michael, what have you let yourself in for?
Goodness knows what you had to do.
You're very, very brave.
Stupid.
Oh no!
And you turn the whole thing over.
You're not going to do that.
Like that.
Yeah. Don't remove that paper.
That's the trick.
Wow.
I learnt as a child. This is the way I do it now.
Wow.
I don't believe that.
Wow, that's amazing.
I don't believe that.
Hey!
1, 2, 3. That's the trick.
Wow!
And I didn't get it all wet, or nearly.
That's great!
Thank you. Great Soprendo.
Thank you very much.
Say, don't try this at home, right?
Goodness me.
That was wonderful.
Oh, they're still on us.
Amongst all the excitement, we'll take a break. Hello, welcome back. And the wonderful Dionne Warwick has joined us this morning. Good morning to you.
Good morning
now,
to you.
Earlier on, we were talking about the wonderful work you've been doing in the battle to sort of help AIDS and fight AIDS.
Right.
How did you get involved in that, first of all?
Well, I like probably everybody else in the world today, has been touched by the dreaded disease and losing friends, acquaintances, people who happen to be my friends who have lost their friends and lovers. And it's just something that I feel if we decided we're going to have a future, that we all have to get totally involved in trying to combat and to finally meet its demise.
And it's people like yourselves that can do so much as well. And Princess Di as well, she's been very much involved.
I am so impressed with the work that she's doing. I must say that when she came to New York and went up to Harlem Hospital and did, you know, what I do naturally around the nation as the ambassador of health, holding the babies, showing the compassion that is absolutely necessary, and the concern regarding the disease, I applaud her. I really, really do, and the kind of work that she's doing here. And I also applaud the fact that she is cognizant enough to spread the word that it is not a gay, white, male disease.
Exactly.
It is a disease that can and does affect everybody, and is now at the brink of destroying our future by affecting our babies. We've got to really, really put a stop to this.
And it's also people like you who can actually tell people how the disease is spread and take away a lot of the fear as well.
Well, that is the work of the Warwick Foundation. We primarily give out educational information and go around speaking to that issue. And it seems to be working. We're making inroads. We're reaching the most high-risk groups, which happens to be our college-age groups and our teenagers who are at the age where they're ready to experiment, you know, their natural functions.
And you're an ambassador for health for America. What else does that involve you doing?
Oh, my heavens. What doesn't it involve? It literally involves just a lot of making people aware and getting information out, visiting hospitals and hospices, groups that are also involved and doing wonderful work in different areas, just giving support.
That's wonderful.
That's, I mean, there's so many facets to your work. Part of the work, obviously, is singing as well.
Yeah.
Will the day ever come, Dionne, where you say, that's it, I don't, you know, I feel I've contributed, I'm going to rest, not sing anymore?
No, I
Does it work like
probably will end up singing all my life. It probably will end up, though, that I won't be performing as much. It's getting rather tiring.
You've got a husky voice, haven't you, at the moment?
I have a cold, and it's early in the morning, too.
You need the great soprano's magic water.
Yes. I just asked them if that's advisable to do at home. I think I'll try with my 2 children. I'm sure they'll love it. Yeah. I have a new trick for you.
It's, given something that's achieved so much, do your ambitions become very limited, or do you still have big ambitions?
Oh, absolutely. You know, I've always said I want to do everything that the entertainment world has to offer, and that means film. I've just started doing my own TV show back in the States, Sapphire Hour variety entertainment show. I want to do Broadway, so there's still a lot left for me to do.
And a lot of time left. Now, one interesting thing, do you realise we've got 2 counties sitting here? Now, one way of pronouncing your name is Warwick. Should be Warwick, should it?
Well,
let's
clear it up.
Yeah.
My name actually is Warwick with double R.
Right.
A label copy was made on my first record, and they placed a W where the second R should have been. I became a Wick instead of a Rick in the States, and I understand that the W is silent in Europe, so I answer to both.
Right. Have you been to Warwick?
Absolutely.
You have?
I've been to the
have you been to
castle as
Durham? Because that's it there, Geoffrey Durham.
No, I haven't.
Nice place, Durham, I like it.
Is it?
It's a good place. Fine cathedral. But Durham has moved south, just to make it even more confusing. You're at Aladdin at the Dominion, aren't you?
That's right, yes.
And with Frank, Frank Bruno.
Big Frank Bruno and Michael Barrymore.
Yes. We had the dynamic due on last week, actually.
Inspired casting.
And Michael was wondering whether Frank would, no insult to him because he's a boxer, but was he okay with the lines?
Oh, wonderful.
Going well?
Oh, wonderful, yes. Oh, yes, he remembers every line and more. He's terrific. He's a great laugher. He really is. He's terrific.
Yeah.
Really
so there you are.
pleasure.
Do you know we had Cindy Lauper on and she didn't know about pantomime. Do you know about pantomime?
Yes, of course I do.
Do you like
As
it?
a matter of fact, the lady that was supposed to be my arch rival is probably one of your finest pantomimes, Cilla Black.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yes. And I went to see her perform, as I did Cliff on many occasions. So yes, I do know pantomime.
Okay. Well, Dionne, a pleasure to meet you.
Thank
You've got
you.
millions of fans in Britain, as you must well know. The title of the new single is Come Back to You and Me?
No,
Take care of you and me.
Take good care
That's
of
it.
you and me.
And there's an album too.
Yes, there is. It's the greatest hit collection. It's 1979 to 1989.
Last minute shopping options.
Please.
Yeah.
Nice
You haven't bought me a
Christmas
freebie, have you, by any chance?
Absolutely.
Oh, it would have been a gesture, though,
It would
wouldn't
have been my Christmas gift to you.
it? Great to meet you.